What's up, everybody? It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis. So yesterday came and left. Heard news about Trevor Bauer. We swung and missed. It's okay. Sometimes it's good to swing and miss. It lets you reevaluate the whole situation. Take a step back. You have two more strikes to work with. See what they're pitching, what they're throwing at you. So we didn't get Bauer, all right? So I just gave you that baseball analogy. So what are we going to do with the next two strikes that we got to play with? Are we going to strike out on the last pitch, or are we going to do something? We're going to hit we either going to hit the ball out the infield, hit the ball out the park, or even take a walk. I feel like we can hit the ball out the park. This is how you do that. We have a few options we could do, and the obvious ones are sign Jackie Bradley Jr., take care of center field, make a trade for a third baseman, maybe Chris Bryant, get in the starting pitcher, either Odorizzi or whoever is out there in the market as far as free agents. I have a little different approach where we could save money, um, and also obtain three All-Star caliber players, while getting rid of two players that's probably not going to be that great on our team. And here's how you do that. Let's first start off with our needs right now. Our needs are center field, um, more depth in starting pitching. We go with any team in the Major League Baseball can use that. Definitely more relief pitching, but we're gonna be taking from our relief pitchers right now in the options I'm about to tell you about, and definitely third base we could bump that up a little bit. I like Davis's production, but as far as glove, we definitely need to upgrade that. So this is how we're gonna get three players: center fielder, third baseman, starting pitcher. Since we saved a lot of money and not giving it to and giving it to Trevor Bauer, wish him all the best in LA. But when we play him, because the fact that he trolled us, I hope we crush him every time we play him. But as far as us crushing him, this is how we become a better team, first and foremost, and win the National League East, and go on to hopefully play LA in the playoffs if possible, and then hopefully win the World Series. So first, let's start off with our center field issue and who we don't have in center field right now. We don't have Jackie Bradley Jr. And as far as other than that, it's a big drop off as far as free agent availability. And I like Jackie. I like his defense. I like his glove. I like his he's a good player. He's a winning player. But as for now, we're trying to get more right-handed bats in the lineup. So let's go to Milwaukee. They're looking to get rid of Lorenzo Cain, who's a clubhouse leader, who's rested and fresh from last year because he didn't play all of last year. Might be a step slower, might be a step behind as far as a player, but as far as the options we have available in the free agent market, he's probably the best thing available if we could trade one salary dump for another salary dump. If we trade Familia to Milwaukee, and maybe some cash, maybe a few millions, maybe let's say anywhere between 2 to 5 million extra with him. This is his walk year. We pick up Kane. He has another year besides this year on his contract. I think he'll be 35, 36 at the end of the contract. We get him to play center field for us for a year or two. This will put him in line to have Pete Crow Armstrong as our center field of the future, so he could hold up center field. He's a true center fielder. He doesn't have to move to corners or whatever. He's gonna play center field for the next 2 years if possible. I think he's making about 17 million, and Familia is anywhere between 11 and 13 million. So with that, we save Milwaukee 4 to 6 million, and then if we give them an additional 2 to 5 million, with that they save some money. So I don't see how that's not appealing for them. They might be trading other players from their bullpen, so they definitely gonna need bullpen help with Familia. So why don't we just go ahead and swap Kane for Familia, maybe some money with that, and we got a center field problem answered. Right now we have Nemo in left, Kane in center, and Conforto in right, and Kane's a World Series champ, unfortunately against us, but Kane's a winning player. I would like Lorenzo Cain. I always thought he was an MVP caliber player and a winning type of player that helps to mesh your team. Everywhere he's went, he won. So as far as took his team to the playoffs, so take us to the playoffs. All right. Second trade. All right. Let's kill two birds with one stone. All right. Let's go to Cincinnati, offer up JD Davis, who I think is a great hitter. I love JD Davis, but he just has nowhere in the team. He can't play first base for us because we have a log jam there. Can't play the corner positions because we need to re-sign Conferto. And we just I've seen enough of him at third base to know that he's not a adequate enough defensive third baseman to play there full time. He's great spot starting there. He's gonna make a play or two every now and then, but consistently you'll see the hole in his defense. Playing left field, yeah, same thing, same scenario. Spot starting here and there, make a spectacular play, but then you see the hole in the defense. But as far as the bat plays well, and I think this is a steal of a trade that Brody Van Wagner made. I give him that, but as far as Davis, I think sometimes he takes his defenses to the bat. Meaning, last year he didn't have that great of a year compared to the year before. His defensive woes, he took it onto the field. He took it onto his at bats. So or vice versa. He probably took his bad at bats, and it played in his head when he was playing defense. So I kind of think he's a young player, but we could get some value for him. The value we could get for him is Mr. Suarez, who is a 30 home run plus hitter in Cincinnati. Maybe that plays well in Citi Field. Maybe he gives us that right-handed pop that we need. And to go with Alonso, we're left-handed heavy. The Kane trade would get us another right-hander. Suarez trade would get us another right-hander. But also with the Davis, sending Davis to Cincinnati, I feel we could send Dylan Betances, who's we get his money off the books, and maybe we could send a little bit of change with them too. But with that, we'll pick up Suarez and Sonny Gray to put in the back end of our starting pitching staff. And now we got depth and picked up 3 players by getting rid of 3 players that wasn't going to play well on our team. Maybe Davis, but Familia and Betances, because we made the picks of Loop and other bullpen help. We could probably get rid of these money players and save some money in books. This way, we could tackle the extensions that we have to make with Conforto and Lindor in the future, and we help build up the rest of our team. Now, with that trade being made, the 2 trades I propose, Familia for Kane, Suarez and Gray for Davis and Betances, and maybe a minor league and maybe some cash. Let's look at the lineup. All right. So our catcher is going to be McCann's. Alonso at first, McNeil second, Suarez at third, Lindor at short. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Left field is going to be Nemo, center field Kane, right field Conforto, and hopefully, fingers crossed, a DH, Dominic Smith and as a DH. Now, I think that'll play well. Our starting pitching staff will be so heavy because the Dodgers just got loaded in their pitching staff. We need to do the same thing. So why don't we just go ahead and put DeGrom with Carrasco, with Stroman, with Peterson, with Lucchesi, hopefully I said his name right, Gray, Syndergaard coming back from Tommy John. Bullpen's going to be heavy too. Diaz, May, Lugo, Loop, Castro, a few other players we have on there too. Brack's back, and our bench looks great. But also, after that last trade I mentioned, why don't we go ahead and sign another player too, all right? A depth player for utility purposes. I liked Kiki Hernandez, but he signed with Boston. I also liked Justin Turner, but he's a little bit old. Why don't we get Maureen Gonzalez, winning player, also won a title with the Houston Astros. He's in Minnesota, playoff tested. He could spot start in certain positions in the infield, play corner outfield, play DH. Let's go ahead and sign Maureen Gonzalez too. These are 3 moves I would make to help solidify the team. Since we lost out on Bauer, maybe we didn't lose out. Maybe we end up swinging and missing on our first strike. But when that ball came in again and you thought he was going to get a second strike on us, we hit the ball out the park with these 3 moves right here. We hit it with Kane for Familia, Suarez and Gray for Davis, Betances, minor league, and maybe some cash, and then sign Gonzalez. I think that will help round the team a lot better, make it a nice vet and young team mesh. This would be a great team for Luis Rojas to help manage. and tell me what you think. I'm your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devrell Davis. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.